Hi there, Natalie with you today with a new process video for Technique Tuesday. And I am very excited to be this one of this month's guest designers, especially because I get to work with the memory keeping stamps. And in this month are beautiful. They're called beautiful butterflies and beautiful butterfly silhouette, and they come with coordinating dies. And I'm going to use them to create a layout about this is my little cousin in one of the beaches in Ecuador, which is where I'm from. And we went on vacation a couple years ago, and my idea is I'm going to use the Essential Stitch die set from Technique Tuesday to create a background for it. This is going to be the starting point for my layout. So what I'm going to do is I pulled a few 6x6 paper pads from Pinfresh Studio. These are the Joyful Day collection and the BU collection. And I'm pulling just a few papers to create my own palette. I'm going with like a royal blue, a peach towards orange, a pink, and a teal greenish tone for my background. And all I'm gonna do right now, you're gonna see is I'm gonna cut two labels. I'm gonna use the small and the medium label, and I'm gonna cut pretty much 2 or 3 out of each one of the colors. And my idea is I'm gonna create, kind of think of it as a checkerboard for my background, but just on a column. So you're gonna see that once I cut them, I kind of place them in the paper what I think is gonna look like, and I have a combination of white and a combination, and the white has little stripes, and I just think that it's gonna be perfect for what I have in mind. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna play with the beautiful butterflies stamps. That I love the fact that there is a delicate and intricate designs on each of the wings. So I'm gonna take advantage of that to stamp or to create some of the images on vellum. And I love working with vellum because of the translucency of it, and especially in this case because when I wanna add color ink to the vellum and then emboss it on top. And why I do this is when I fold the wings of the butterfly, I'm able to see the color underneath. And that's the beauty of working with vellum for me. I love vellum. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna start working with some inks that coordinate with the colors. And this blue I'm using, sorry, comes from the Vicky Boutin color wheel, the cool set. And the blue matches the blue that is in the in the tag, sorry, or in the labels. And all I'm doing is I'm stamping the ink onto the vellum, and then I'm gonna use clear powder. I'm gonna use rose gold powder and then snow white powder to actually emboss them. And I'm gonna stamp one of each one of the sizes, and then I'm gonna alternate the way that I actually emboss, oh, I say the colors. So once I'm done with all the blues butterflies, I'm gonna jump into my pink butterflies, and for that I'm gonna use Distress Oxides in Worn Lipstick. And then at the same thing, I'm gonna work the same way. I'm gonna stamp one large butterfly, one medium butterfly, and then also a small butterfly. And then I'm gonna emboss them using clear powder, clear embossing powder, sorry, white embossing powder, and rose gold. The white embossing powder comes from, I think it's Michael's, and the clear one too, and the rose gold comes from Lawn Fawn, in case you wanted to know. And then it's gonna be a repetitive process. I like to emboss them all together. You're gonna see why, because sometimes the embossing powder is mixed, and in this case, I really like the idea of it because it gave me it took some of the different tones that I'm using on the layout. So you're gonna see that once I have the pink done, I'm gonna bring in this is Peacock Feathers, Distress Oxide. And then again, I'm gonna continue repeating the process. I'm gonna stamp it onto the vellum and bring in the powders. And here's when I decided to start mixing the colors of the embossing powders, just because I wanted to take some of the teal. So you're gonna see that in case of the clear, I added a little bit of clear in the middle and white around the edge of the green, and so on. And I'm gonna continue working with that, and I'm gonna work with some of the peach. But before I do that, I'm gonna fussy cut some of the images. Unfortunately, the die has not arrived yet, so it's okay. I don't mind fussy cutting the images, and it's gonna take me some time. So I'm gonna take it off camera and just work on all the images that I have embossed. And once I have that ready, I'm gonna be ready to set up the layout. So I take my time and fussy cut all the images, and once I have ready, I just have an idea where I want it. And my idea is I want to have the butterflies kind of flying up the page amongst the labels. And you're gonna see that I'm gonna start building this, and this is when it's not gonna be tricky. It's a super simple layout, but my idea is I want to stamp the butterflies, and for this I'm gonna use the beautiful butterfly silhouette stamp set, because it actually matches the one in the beautiful butterflies, but it has a complete image without having the detail of the wings. So my idea is I'm gonna stamp them kind of in a coordinating color to where the label is at. Wherever I have white labels, and actually they're not white, one has black polka dots, the other one has these little like kind of coral green lines, I'm gonna use the color that I think it coordinates with what I have around. So you see me that I started with the blue, and for this I'm bringing this straight oxides in this is blueprint I think it's blueprint sky, I think it is, but it's like a really um bluish kind of purplish tone. And then I'm gonna glue my little butterfly on top using some glue dots, and I'm gonna roll them a little bit to give me a little bit of dimension. For the green I am gonna use feather peacock, feather peacock. And then I'm gonna continue. You're gonna see that along the way I am, some of the labels I'm gonna lift and stamp the butterfly at the bottom because I want the label to stand out. And in some of them I am actually gonna stamp the butterfly on top of the label, even though touching even 3 labels. And for that I am actually gonna glue the label first, and then I'm gonna stamp on top of it. And I am applying quite a bit of pressure to the stamp so that it actually works through the texture of the die. And now once I have that in place, I'm gonna go ahead and glue my little butterfly on top. You see that I fold a little bit the wing, and what I do is I take a glue dot and I kind of roll it, because the glue dots give me that don't take away from the translucency, don't show as if I am using a foam tape. So then I'm able to roll it and give it that dimension underneath the wing. And then I'm gonna continue. For the peach tone, I'm gonna use, I think it's dry marigold. It actually is the perfect tone of peach in the collection. And again, all I'm doing is I'm gluing the label in some parts, and then adding the butterfly on, stamping on top of it with the matching size of the butterfly that I'm gonna use. And then I'm gonna use some glue dots just to raise the wings a little bit and attach them to the layer. And I'm gonna continue the process, like I said before, wherever I have labels that are not colored, or in this case, the polka dot or the one, I tend to use the color of the butterfly that was closest to it, in this case the peach with it, so that there's kind of a continuity or a sequence. I'm thinking repetition. I'm thinking, if you take a look, I have pretty much butterflies that have the same color close together, and that's just going to create some sort of not some sort of, it creates repetition, it draws the eye, it makes it more cohesive. I don't want it to have also like all over the place the color. So once I get to the top of the page, I wanna create, just because there's colors that combine, there's a pink and I think a peach label together. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stamp the complete silhouette using the beautiful butterfly silhouette stamp with some marigold, dry marigold stress oxide onto a piece of cardstock, and then attach the little vellum butterfly on top of it. It's just going to make it stand out because I have the blue background underneath, and then I'm gluing them together. And that's all it's going to take for my background. You're going to see that I'm just going to go ahead and kind of cut the extra pieces of labels that I have sticking outside of my perimeter. And then I'm going to go ahead and be ready to pretty much embellish the page. And for this, I am going to bring some vellum as a layer behind the picture, just to continue the look that I have on the butterflies, but also because if we're going to bring some softness, I don't think I need to bring more paper to it. I think I have enough already on the background. I just need to bring some embellishments, and I'm not going to make it heavy on embellishments either. So all I'm doing is I'm just going to glue the picture, kind of nestle between the labels, and then I'm going to use one of the labels that I created to add my title. And my title is going to be Celebrate Everyday Things. So this is just an everyday thing, when we're on a vacation. And I'm using the sentiment that comes in the beautiful butterfly stamp set. After that, I'm gonna glue a small little butterfly there, just to point or to bring the attention to the title. Then you're gonna see that I'm gonna start embellishing it, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a few stickers. These are all from the collections I'm using. Like I said, Be You and Joyful Day from Pink Fresh Studio. And my idea is I'm gonna add a few labels along the way just to continue with the look. So for example, this one is one of the Joyful Day stickers, and I'm gonna use one of the stamps from the beautiful butterfly silhouette set just to complete the sentiment, and I stamped the word beautiful in the same tone as the color of the label, and I'm gonna glue it just with a little bit of foam to the top of the picture, and I'm just gonna create in a little cluster there just to create my visual triangle on the page. After that, you're gonna see that I'm bringing a few flowers. One of the reasons is I love florals, but I think because every time you think of butterflies, you think of flowers. I think you need to. It's just gonna benefit. And then all I'm doing is I'm bringing a few more stickers from a previous Pinterest Studio collection just to add, because they have the matching colors. I'm gonna add a few more flowers to behind the title where the title label, just because I want to bring all the colors that I have on the layout, and I happen to sit it in a white label background, so I'm able to bring more colors just to match the ones that I have on the background. You're gonna see that that really reddish tone wasn't matching, so I pull it out and replace it with one that has more of a peach kind of pinkish tone. And I'm adding some fresh stickers just to some areas. I don't want to be like overwhelm the page. After that, I'm gonna add a few lines of journal right underneath the picture, right next to the butterfly that I added. And after that, I'm gonna bring a few more enamel dots just to bring a little accents or a little pops of color to some areas, especially where I have the white labels. I think I need to. And you're gonna see that I don't add that many enamel dots. I'm gonna bring some from different collections from Pink Fresh Studio still. And I'm just gonna add like one or two to each of the labels. Some of them are gonna stick underneath the feathers, not feathers, sorry, the wings of the butterfly. Some of them underneath the label, just because, like I said, I don't want to add lots, but I want to emphasize the color. After that, I'm gonna bring a little bit of shine, a little bit of color shine in gold or some gold ink. Just gonna splatter a little bit around the page to bring some shine, and that's about it. I love how this turned out. Super simple. It was super easy to put together. I love the contrast of the background to the flying butterflies. I love the texture, and I really hope you try it. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me. Check Technique Tuesday and all the new stamps. There's gorgeous stamps. There's so much you can do with stamps. I think it's one of the most versatile things you can have. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you soon. Take care, guys.